MirrorKall here. Thank you for joining me today on Light Warrior Wednesday. And today, I wanted to talk about depression. And the reason I'm bringing that up on Light Warrior Wednesday is because depression is a beautiful energy to kind of reflect with, right? To kind of take a look at and understand that if we are maybe resonating here right now in this time, because it's kind of something I've been feeling in the air, you know. It's this might sound different to some people, but I smell things. It's almost like the air particles carry vibrational frequencies. So when you start to see depression in your environment or in the matrix, maybe, right? If you're living somewhere like within it, working a 9 to 5, right? It's like this part of the year, this part of year. One second. Time. I'm trying to English too. What I've really understood is depression is programmed into the matrix. It's programmed. And so those who are empathic maybe, or intuitive, or maybe they, just have another sensitivity to the energy, this pseudo depression, as a friend of mine, Master Antahai, calls it, it's kind of something that like looms. It's just kind of in the air. It's just there. And if you resonate internally with that vibration that's in the air or within the matrix around you, then that vibration will then come into your reality, and it will manifest in various ways. And this is something that I've personally struggled with. It's the reason I'm making this video in the first place is because my wife and I were talking about our beginning of our relationship, right? And this is something that like we kept to ourselves for the most part, and it's they're struggles that not many people would even think that a relationship could get through, right? And we were both struggling with depression, and we were kind of both juggling anxiety and suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. And I think that's often something that's definitely not talked about, like open. I mean, it's starting to become talked about, like that shadow work, talking about depression and like being more open in those areas. But like, it's not something that has been, or at least I haven't seen it in a different light. And so to really see that these things are starting to be brought out in a more open area allows other people to see like, hey, like in ascension and in enlightenment, like light warriors, light workers, light benders, shamans, all the leaders, like they all, like this energy is out there too. Like it's not like people aren't struggling with it behind the door. And so to sit and just talk about like depression is just something to really see as a tool. It is a perception of reality first. So if you want to hold that concept and hold that perception, like it'll manifest in your reality, yet you can observe it and see like, all right, well, if for whatever reason I'm starting to feel depressed, it's a form of stagnation as well. It's like the universe showing you like, hey, it's time for you to start maybe looking at your life and maybe doing something a little bit different, because your environment and your reality aren't resonating with you internally, and it's kind of making you feel low, sad, down, depressed, right? Pressed down. And this is just a tool. It really, really is just a tool in your toolbox. I say an ascension toolbox. These are things that you can kind of keep with you, like a little backpack. It doesn't weigh anything because they're just understandings of reality, just concepts and perceptions that you can kind of like shift your focus of energy and see like, oh, what this isn't me. I am not depressed. I am just being affected by a depressive energy. And it is just trying to show me, hey, I just need to change maybe change how I view a certain aspect of life. Or maybe you just need to change, like, for instance, right? Getting up in the morning. I know this is something I've observed. This is something I've done. This is something that, I've seen throughout my whole life almost, like in my reality. Like, so I know there are other people out there that do this and are struggling with this as well. Before you get up in the morning, you're like, oh, I don't want to be up. It's so early. I don't like getting up in the morning. The morning is blah. Like, that's automatically kind of like putting this I don't want to be here energy, like I don't like this energy, into the reality. And this is something that I have done, and this is how I've learned to change my perception of reality and understand that like these subtle thought waves that are coming into your mind are programming your reality. And by shifting how you're thinking about your reality, you then shift your whole reality because you're reprogramming it. And so that's how depression is used as a tool. It's beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it beautiful how depression can go from something that weighs you down, that kind of like, to building you up? Like, oh, like you're just trying to show me, you're just the universe, a form of the universe, the form of source, right? A form of you, a form of your higher self in a different form, trying to change your focus of energy, because where your focus is, your energy flows. And so if you're focused on all of the things that are not right in your life, that are not complimenting you, that are not uplifting you, maybe focus your energy on the things that you can do to change the way that you are feeling, right? I was scrolling on my YouTube uh, earlier, and I was seeing some of the videos I made a year ago talking about like fear and anxiety and anger. And all of these are like other forms of depression being admitted with your universe, trying to get your attention of like, hey, it's time for you to change something within you, within your reality, with how you react or interact with the reality that you are, because it's all you. Everything is just a reflection of you, and the interaction is just the connection of two perceptions, a thought, an idea created to be met in this moment. I love you guys. So yeah, what else about depression? Oh yeah, self-love. When depressive energy kind of starts coming in, look at how you're loving yourself, right? What have you done today? What have you done in the last few days? What have you done in the last month or so? What is it that you've done for yourself just because? Just because it makes you feel good. Like, for instance, this right before this video, not that I am also dealing with like stagnation and stuff like that. It's part of the reason why I'm making this video. It's the universe being like, hey man, like you need to start doing something different too. So, hey, Light Warrior Wednesday, using the reflection to elevate your consciousness. But before I made this video, I simply cut my fingernails. I lit an incense. I kind of got my hair down. I was just gonna wear it up. Because I don't mind that, but I did something a little bit different, and then because I was listening to the universe being like, hey, these things will help your video flow a little bit better. I then pulled a tarot card, which what pretty much said, wait for important news or changes. And then, because I was still kind of like trying to like get into my flow to do the video, an ambulance went by as I was setting up, and doing these little self-love things kind of put the video back a little bit, allowing the universe that's already going on around me to happen, to allow this video to flow even more, because that is how I set my reality up this morning before I got up. Like, I set the intention of like, I'm flowing, I'm making a video, doing Light Warrior Wednesday today. What? And that is how the day went. I woke up, I didn't even know, like, pretty much everyone in the house is gone. It's silent, it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's flowy, like, and now the universe is just like, yeah, boy. And like, that's like, depression is just trying to get you to be like, hey, like, it's like, just do a little bit different, change something up, get that energy flowing, because sometimes stagnation can just sweep in and we don't even realize it's there. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today on Light Warrior Wednesday, talking about depression and using it as a tool, and implementing some different things in your reality, right? Cut your fingernails. Like, who, like, it's a little thing you can do you didn't even think about. Cut your toenails. Love yourself in those little ways. Wash your face in the morning, before you go. If you're feeling down, just wash your face. Sometimes we get in a hurry because we can't, like, time gets away from us and we forget those little things. So yeah, Light Warrior Wednesday, using depression as a tool. I love you guys. Namaste.